Yo, yo, what is up, degenerates? It's your boy Hodlnomics, aka Crypto Sancho, in the house, and hope you're having a wonderful day, evening, morning, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching this. Hope it is awesome. I know I'm doing good. I got my baby girl Zelda. Yeah, well, she's on my lap. She's cuddling. She's excited about Pulsechain 2. Definitely, she told me earlier today. She's ready for green pumps coming soon, y'all. But yeah, I just want to make another Pulsechain video for you guys, and this one was actually inspired by right here, Mr. Minbalewa. I think it's a Mr. And he asked, why create another coin on the video I made yesterday in reference to Hex, right? Why create another coin? Why create another layer one? They have Hex already. What's the reason behind it, right? And so my answer I put, because every other layer one is centralized garbage run by greedy institutions. We'll get more into that a little bit later, but I think that's only about half of the answer, right? I think, what makes this community, I really started to get to thinking, right? Like, why do I really like this? I mean, less than 2 months ago, I was an XRP maxi who looked at every single hexagon like a lunatic, probably like the hexagons look at the XRP maxis, right? But I just didn't get it, didn't understand what the deal was. But now that I've seen it firsthand and understand what's going on here, I can confidently say this is so much better than any other layer one that's out there for a lot of different reasons. I mean, big one, the number one reason is the community. And also kind of like 1A, the community's super, super freaking smart. We'll get more into this a little bit later too, but they've been learning from Richard Hart for the past like 3 years on how to play the game, on how the game works, all this stuff. And it's creating a powerhouse. This is now a community of people who are very, very intelligent. They've all got money from Hex, or most of them, a lot of them have some money from Hex. And now they kind of have this ecosystem that they can all be empowered with. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And so this is a really good tweet from your friend Sami. By the way, if you are not following your friend Sami, if you're a Hex person, you probably are, but my XRP friends, BNB, like shitcoin people watching, go follow Sami. This guy is the best YouTuber I've ever seen, hands down. I'll put a link to his channel down below. He makes 2 or 3 videos a day, and they're all like must watch, beginning to end type of thing. I literally can't wait for his videos. He is the most like, he's just the best, right? I mean, go check it out for yourself. But everyone else is shilling stuff, and they don't really teach you the mindset and the psychology of how it all works, how to actually capitalize on certain things. Like, guy's good. Sami's good. He definitely gives you guys the playbook. But this is what he said yesterday. Crypto bull market strategy. Find a passionate altcoin community that fights back as hard as this psycho girl. So let's watch this video.
I'm not even from here. She's following me around to the trash can.
No, I haven't. I've been
recording me. I back in,
and of course I
minding my own business.
Fucking weirdo!
Hey, what?
You're a fucking weirdo!
Hey.
Okay, now I have to call the police.
You
can go inside.
No, I'm sitting in my fucking stoop, buddy.
fucking kill him!
No, it's okay.
What? You're gonna what?
Fucking kill him!
Hey,
Hey! Hey!
what is going on? What is she doing?
She doesn't like you. She feels very harassed by you.
What is she doing?
I feel very harassed by you.
Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You got a freaking weapon?
What are you doing?
It's fucking, she broke the thing.
You have a weapon?
No, bitch!
Stop. Come here.
Close the door, ass.
Quit. Quit.
Anyways, yes. Find a passionate altcoin community that fights back as hard as this psycho girl. Very good idea, honestly. You want to be in those cults because cults move the needle. Cults are very, very profitable to monetize off of them, to be in them and ride the waves with them. Absolutely. The Hex community, the Pulsechain community, absolutely a cult. I mean that in the best sense of the word. But then there was also this post that I made right here after kind of thinking about it a little bit more. So what is Pulsechain's secret sauce? It's a giant community who have all learned from Richard Hartwin all the best moves on how to juke out Gary Gensler and his cronies. PLS sleeping giant, right? So you can see that. That's my boy Andre Hall back in the day. Woo, it's my middle school hero. Look at these moves. Get him. Oh, can't touch me, Gary. Yeah. Ooh. Look at them, they're all falling over each other. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, go watch some Andre Hall highlights. So yeah, there's just kind of a lot going on, right? So this is Westcott. He's a Hex and PLS maxi, and he's very, very bullish on like Hex, Pulsechain, Pulse X, all the Richard Hart projects, right? But not all of the other projects on Pulsechain, right? And so he's like, hey, we don't need none of these DApps. We don't need none of these protocols. BTC did fine before all the bullshit. ETH did fine before all the bullshit. Hex did fine before all the bullshit. PLS will do fine without all this bullshit. And when he says all this bullshit, he just means everything on the chain besides the main Richard Hart tokens that he's a maxi in clearly. But I was just like, hey man, like look, the chain is going to rip. This is all whatever, none of it matters, right? The chain is going to rip because there's abundant opportunity from creators who have all learned well from Richard Hart win. Like, guys, that is the secret. Like 1000%. And once you see it, it makes so much sense. I mean, we'll just go back to this right here. They all have the playbook on how to create tokens that are not securities, right? And are not going to be targeted by the SEC because, of the way that they do it. They don't create expectations, right? Instead of an ICO, it's a sacrifice, right? You literally sacrifice your money. It could go to, the devs could just take it for Louis Vuitton bags, and hey, that's kind of how they were talking about it, right? Like it's very much like not an expectation of profit. It's all community led, right? So Richard Hart relies on the community to spread the word, to get the word out, to build stuff. He hasn't done anything to pump it and promote it, and that's how all of the devs are working inside of this. And when you compare that to every other chain, I mean, the chains are all centralized, hot garbage securities. We're seeing that right now. They're getting taken down. And none of the devs have any idea how to make a token that's not a security. They just do what everyone else is doing, and boom, they got a security. Whereas Hex, literally 100% the opposite. So that is huge. The other thing, too, here, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the actual decentralization of it all. Remember how I said earlier is all these other layer ones are centralized garbage run by greedy institutions, and that's absolutely fact. Find me a layer one besides Pulsechain that is not run by a bunch of greedy institutions, right? You can see here, these are all the validators. So there's 20,000 validators on the Pulsechain network already, and it started 46 days ago here. I don't know if you can see the top of this here, but 46 days ago, all the way up here, 20,420 validators. 420. Elon would probably like that number. And then you can go see the other top list right here. Now, this list is from April 6, 2022. This was like the best I could find, at least like in quick reference. I didn't want to go like sleuth the blockchains by themselves, but you can still get a really good idea. So the top 10 are, we'll just go to number one. Ethereum only has 5,121 full nodes. I guess it's a little bit different now with their proof of stake. Cardano, 3,000, Algorand 2,000, AVAX 1,400, right? And compare that, and they've all been around for years, right? Ethereum, I don't know, 10 years, Cardano 6-7 years, Algo couple years, Avalanche 4 years. It's crazy. And so this is truly decentralized, and this is another thing that Sami talks about, right? This is all a bottom-up approach, right? This community and everything that they do is coming from the community, from the bottom, and they're building up and going that direction, bringing in more people type of stuff. All of these other tokens are top down. They are institutional. And I'm actually just going to link a video to Sami that he talks about all this. It's like really, really good. But he talks about how it's top down. So the institutions start with everything, and then they funnel it and trickle it down into the people. And so this is a chain for the people. Like, that is the difference. So going back to this initial question, why create another coin? Well, because we still don't have a crypto and a chain that is really for the people. I mean, I guess some people could argue ETH, but if you know what ETH is, actually doing, what's going on behind the scenes, like everybody knows, especially with this ETH gate, all the stuff, Hinman emails that just came out, it's absolutely for the institutions, and it's working its way down. And so it's for the people. It's truly decentralized. It's much safer, eliminates the counterparty risk. And because of that, now we have a chain for us, right? This is a chain for the people, by the people, literally, which is crazy when you really, really start to think about it. And it's just, I'm excited to be here. I think, again, once more and more people start talking about it, start sharing the word, again, this is all word of mouth, people just kind of spreading it out. It's the sky's the limit. Now, the other cool part too, Sami also talks about network effect and Metcalfe's law. So Metcalfe's law is, let's just go pull it up here. But Metcalfe's law is basically, the more users you gain, the value of your network grows exponentially, right? And so when you start with all of these institutions and they're trying to get people to buy into their network and all of this stuff, and or if they have a big network already, ETH, XRP, all of them really, they've all grown and have massive networks. It limits the growth, right? So here's Metcalfe's law. Metcalfe's law is a concept using computer networks. It states that the financial value or impact of a telecommunications network is proportional to the square of the number of connected users in the system. The square is exponents, right? The law was first proposed in 1980, so you guys can check it out. The physical cost of network grows linearly. Its value grows exponentially, right? So you want to be finding tokens that have the ability to bring people into the network as much as possible, essentially, right? So the tokens that have blown up, been around for a long time, everybody's heard about it. Yes, they can do well, but the big 100, 50,000x pumps, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here. Do your own research. None of this is financial advice, ding. But it's you can see how something that's brand new in its infancy, that everybody's talking smack about, that not too many people are on, that's built for the people, by the people, is SEC safe, and then all the other stuff that I mentioned in my other videos, it's just insanely bullish, right? So we've got our price chart here. Let's kind of check this out right here. We're a little down in the weeds a little bit from here. We had our big pump to start, went up about 10x right out of the gate, and then now we're down on a 70% correction, right? That's the name of the game. That's how these layer ones go. Let's look at some of the layer ones from the other, from the past that we can see and how they performed, right? So this is going to be the Matic, the start of the Matic token. So they had a little baby pump here. I mean, we even went down. This is the daily chart, little baby pump. It ranged. This is kind of where we are. Then it had a major crash. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. Never know what's going to happen, but that went down about 30%. It looks like in a day. So that's crazy. It looks like one person probably just dumped. Then it ranges, it ranges, it ranges. And this started May 19th. It ranges, it ranges, it ranges, kind of keeps going. Everybody's shaking each other. Oh, now we got some action. January 1. So this took 6 months. Hopefully Pulsechain doesn't take that long, but this Matic took 6 months to get going. And then we start to see some insane numbers. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Boom. Now we're going down from 1 cent all the way up. Boom, all the way up. Oh, doom, doom. Oh, look at this. Oh, 1 cent all the way up to 3. There's the top there. 330, 328. Absolutely massive. 330x run from that point, right? So if you're looking at this, you're worried. Don't be, especially after all the things that I mentioned and how different this chain is than all of the rest of them. Absolutely. We've got BNB, right? Check it. I couldn't find the original chart on BNB. That's how it goes sometimes. But it started out here, kind of same thing. Look, they got a little pump, very similar to Pulsechain pump right out of the gate right here. And then it crashed down. What's up, bud? You all right? Duncan sees some deers. He wants to go outside. I'll have to give him some pets. And then it crashed down. Had a 70% crash down here into this range from 250 down to 70 cents. And then you can see range. Let's just zoom out. Boom. Then boom, goes all the way up to 2. It just keeps going. Now this one ripped absolutely magnificently. Oh, that was the big one. But look, you just kind of have to look at it, right? You can see here the big movement started in August, September, October. Didn't really get till December, right? So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 months before this one really started to rip. And then it never looked back, right? So it's just about being patient. Hopefully this starts to rip sooner. Who knows how that's going to work out? But the layer ones all seem to have this same pattern, right? You got Avalanche. Let's check out Avalanche. They dipped, so they came right out of the gate and dipped, right? They were for a whole month. looks like no, even 2 months. There was no action, no activity going on. And then boom, after the 3 month mark, it started ripping, went down from $2 all the way up to 50 in the span of a couple more months. And then we all know the story after that, topped out all the way up at 135, 140. Wild. Phantom, same story. Let's check out Phantom at the beginning. Oops, didn't have this one zoomed. Oh yeah, this one's glorious. Check out Phantom. Phantoms was gnarly at the beginning, but nothing. So there's September. Boom, started rising. February, January 23rd, it started to take some runs. So again, what's that? 4 or 5 months. So and then you can see, just forget about it. Game over from that point on. So oh wow, yeah. See, like I thought I was done at that point. So these are crazy. This is a time game. Sami talks about how you need to hold for the long term. These little pumps and stuff that we get up in these ranges. Of course, you can try to trade them, dude. Oh, he sees a big old. We got a big old bug in the house. We'll get him, buddy. We're almost done here, but yeah, absolutely crazy. I'm gonna have to go take care of this little bug over here, y'all. But yeah, y'all guys stay bullish. This token absolutely has the sauce. It has everything that we're looking for. Got a great leader, which doesn't matter because the community's even better. It has full decentralization. It's brand baby new. We are in this range right here where things start to range and never come back to on layer ones. I'm very, very confident in this entry. Again, I'm not telling financial advice to buy it, but I think everybody needs to put this thing on their radar. And whenever you're ready, whenever you can, start moving stuff onto Pulsechain. It's absolutely crazy. And do your own research. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help. And much love, y'all. Pulsechain to the moon. Adios.